So I always get a lot of questions of what my work routine looks like living in Thailand and having clients that are based in the US. Sorry, it's really loud. I don't have my microphone. So I wanted to show you kind of what that looks like. I work only part-time, so I work around 15 hours a week, and so I'm going to show you I'm at a little cafe getting some work done. I wanted to kind of show you what a day working 15 hours a week looks like. Her name is Rose. I'm taking a little brain break. I was doing some project management stuff. So basically how me and my client in the US, I also have a client in the UK, which is a different time zone, but it's not as bad as the US. But we use a project manager task system. It's called Asana. There's other ones like Trello, ClickUp, but basically when we're working on projects like marketing things, if we have launches going on. So basically we use Asana, and I assign, if I have questions about some launch that we have going on. So usually if we have a product launch or different events, or we're just planning, our marketing, what's going out in our emails or what's going out on our socials for that month, I will assign a task in Asana, basically with all the details that I need, and you can assign due dates. And so that's usually how we communicate. We just go back and forth. I also try to overlap maybe at least an hour or two at night just to be available. So that's when I usually work some late hours. Sometimes it's like 10 p.m. to 12 a.m., but other times it's even later if there's special projects going on or events. But basically I try and overlap just so I'm available in case, because the time zones are so different. I think it's like a 12-hour time zone where my client is. It's sometimes hard to, I'll assign something to her and have questions, and then because I'm basically ahead, I'm from the future basically, so when I'm assigning her stuff, sometimes it takes time for her to get back to me, and so I make myself available during the evenings, her time, usually it's her morning or afternoon, in case she has questions, so it's not so much of we're waiting back and forth for each other to respond to things. And we've used that system. I've been with her for over 2 years now, and so that's worked really well for us. And same with my UK clients. Actually for my UK client, we just communicate via Slack. So this is like a team communication tool. And so, yeah, that's how I manage it. Some people work completely overnight, like 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., but luckily I'm working part-time, and my client is super flexible. She's not asking me to be available in the middle of the night, but I'm doing that just because it's easier for me and to get things done. And again, if I have questions for team members, or I have things that I need some support with, it's easier to do that. But yeah, when it's big launches, like if we have a new product that we're wanting to sell or a new service, it can be, we had actually a website. She did a whole new rebrand website. So we had to update all of our marketing materials, everything. And it was just, it was a lot. And so I was working until 4 a.m. during that time. But there's seasons where it's really slow, and so it's not always necessary. But I've made it work. And I also used to be a very morning person. I like to get up early, get things done, and just kind of have my downtime in the morning before I start my day. I've obviously had to adjust that since living in Thailand and having US clients, but I've made it work. I'm still getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. But it can be challenging, especially when, you're used to, morning hours or vice versa. So it's just a part of living abroad and working with clients all over the world. You kind of just learn to adjust your lifestyle. And so, I'm a really big night owl now, which I never was before. And sometimes, I try and sleep earlier, but I think my body is just used to working late. And so that's kind of just how I've managed. Like I said, it's not easy all the time. There are moments where I'm fuck, I don't want to be up this late right now, but you make it work if you want to live abroad. So this is an example of using the project management tool Asana. So basically you can assign things by projects, or you can just have them by task here. So what I do is I usually go to whatever that week is. I'll write, just as an example, you can put the title project, launch, whatever, and you can assign it to a specific project. And you can add files and links here, and then you can also add subtasks. So basically I'll just assign it to my client and then I'll put the due date, and then that's pretty much it. And we just go back and forth and communicate like that if we're not using Slack. So another question that people often ask me is how I even got started working online in marketing. And I am self-taught, so I was a family counselor before, and I just learned by taking online courses, learning different skills on YouTube. I started learning just website design, basic graphic design skills in the beginning, and I was kind of just experimenting to see what I really enjoyed doing. And one part about the counseling side that I really liked is more of the behind the scenes back end admin operations side of things, and so eventually I figured that out, but it took a long time. When I first started working online, I wasn't really making much money at all. I was kind of, I had clients here or there, but I wasn't getting paid much, and I wasn't working full-time. I mean, I'm still not working full-time now, but I was at a very different place, and so it took a lot of patience to figure out what I wanted to do. And I'm still growing and I'm still learning different skills, but I think I've kind of found my niche, so to speak. And I've been with the same clients for over 2 years now, and so I'm growing and learning new skills, and I love the clients that I work with. We have a really good relationship, but it took a lot of time to get here and patience, because I think when people see that you work online and you're a digital nomad or you're traveling, they think it's this very easy thing, and it's not, because it's very different when you're working for yourself and you have to find your own clients. It's not the same as being employed and having consistent hours, and you're an employee, and so it took a lot of adjustment. And even with scheduling, not scheduling, but having a routine, I have to force myself to set specific times when I'm gonna get work done, or when I feel like I have more energy and can be more productive. But living in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, it's a very slow pace of life, and so it's very easy to just get in the habit of, oh, I'm just gonna finish this later, I can finish it tomorrow, and then the end of the day comes and you don't get anything done. So I think it takes a lot of discipline and patience to figure out exactly what it is you want to do online, patience with finding clients and building skills, but also a lot of discipline with setting a routine or a schedule that works for you so that you can actually get work done. But yeah, it's a constant, I feel like I'm still learning and I'm still growing, like I said, but yeah, if you're interested in working online, I started connecting with people in Facebook groups, there's project management Facebook groups where people were posting job ops, and even just, having, they call it coffee chats with people, just building relationships in a network like that. And since I've been able to do that now, the clients that I work with now were referred to me by someone else that I had worked with before, and so now it's just a matter of referrals. But again, it took a long time to get there, and again, a lot of patience, and there's a lot of in-person networking events that happen in Chiang Mai too, and people are, I see sometimes in the Chiang Mai Facebook groups, people are looking for designers, or someone's looking for help with their website or SEO or whatever that niche is. So the opportunities are there, but yeah, it's not as easy as what social media makes it seem to be, but it's definitely possible if that's the kind of lifestyle that you want, and you want that time freedom, you want the location independence. I think all of the patience and discipline is worth it, because you have more control over your time and more control over how you work, when you work, and all of that. So I'm finally back home. I ended up actually going to dinner, and I went to the mall to pick up a few things, but I'm actually going to start work for another hour or so. I have a few things that I want to finish up. It's 10:30 p.m. so hopefully by 12 I'll be finished. But yeah, it's been a long day, so that's pretty much all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.